Let me guess. Every day you want to die. From when I was 6 years old, that same thought owned me for 20 years, until one day it didn't. Now, I want to tell you what I did on that day because I'm sure you haven't heard about it before. And I want to keep it short, so I'll tell it to you with a brief beginning, middle, and end. Here we go. When I was a child, 13 years old, I wrote a letter to 3 people, and it detailed in depth how hellish it was to be their son and younger brother. And it made me so happy to imagine them reading that letter and then finding my dead body. That's the beginning. And here's the middle. For years and years, this fantasy is all I think about, day and night. I would say that it haunted me, but even though it was painful, it was cathartic, and it felt good to think about. But I never talked about it or analyzed it because it also felt so dirty, a guilty pleasure. Until, and here's the end, when I was 21, my psychologist at Yale dared to ask me what no therapist had before. He said, let's play this out. In your fantasy, you kill yourself, and your family reads your letter. Then what? What the hell? It was so hard to even get the words out. I want my parents to say out loud, I should have known better. I should have known better. Underneath my fantasy of death, that was always my true desire. And that realization had always been waiting for me, hidden in that fantasy. And then he said, can you at least try to achieve that while still being alive? Can you undercut your fantasy with action and tell them that you need to hear those words? And spoilers, the answer was yeah. That confrontation was possible. And even though we stopped talking for a while afterwards, I was freed from that specific fantasy. Our fantasies point us to our deepest desires, but fantasies are unrealistic solutions to the pains we carry, and it's up to us to find the healthier way to relieve that pressure. Who knows how many more years I would have lived with that plague inside of me if I had waited to start looking at my fantasies like crystal balls. But when I was 26, I finally addressed the last of my childhood fantasies, and I faced the last person that I needed to face. And I've been okay since. Keep yourself safe, and I'll see you.